Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to Mike and Juju's Movie Corner. This is a show where we like to take you on a journey back into our childhoods and the movies that shaped our love of the movies. I am your boy and your host, Mike, and as usual, I am joined by my co-host, Juju, y'all. How we feeling today, Juju?
Feeling great. Hey, everybody. Hey, Mike. Feeling like I just stepped out of an 80s skateboard scene and into our podcast booth. Today, we're going to talk about a classic that I'm sure had us all trying to nail that perfect ollie back in the day, Thrashin, with the one and only young Josh Brolin.
That's right, man. Thrashin. I love this movie. As a skateboarder myself, iconic. A little cheesy, a little over the top, but great. You've got everything from the classic battle royale to the downhill jam. This movie came out in 1986 and it really is a time capsule of the 80s culture, y'all. It's complete with a killer soundtrack and over-the-top rivalries. But before we jump into all that, let's set that stage for our younger audience members who might not know this movie like we do.
That's right, Mike. Thrashin is set in the sun-soaked streets of L.A. and follows the story of Corey Webster, played by none other than the fresh-faced Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Corey is a skateboarding prodigy from the San Fernando Valley, and he's got the skills to take on the toughest skaters around.
Hey, look, and when he says tough, we're talking about tough, guys. Leather jackets, spiky hair, spikes all over the jackets. The real rival gang, and led by Robert Rustler, the actor, iconic character Hook, leader of the Daggers, really notorious for causing trouble and pushing those boundaries of what can be cool in the skateboard world.
So, the plot revolves around the upcoming skate competition, the LA Skate Jam, and the love story between Corey and Hook's sister, Jamie, played by the lovely Pamela Gidley. It's like Romeo and Juliet on wheels.
But with a whole lot more spandex and fewer sonnets, thankfully. So let's start with the opening scene, y'all, which basically is a love letter to the LA skate scene of the time.
Oh, totally. It's got the iconic skate montage with Corey and his friends cruising through the city.
Loved it.
Hitting all the hot spots. You got the Hollywood sign, the LA River, and even some shots of the original Santa Monica Beach. It's like a skateboarder's dream tour.
Hey, and let's not forget about the fashion, Juju. Just iconic neon colors of the 80s, high tops, and Bands was just a sartorial gold mine for the 80s nostalgia, you know?
I know, right? Everyone's rocking the Vans and the hair. Oh, the hair. It's a mix of mullets, mohawks, and gravity-defying spikes.
That's right.
It's like the hairstylist had a turmoil against hairspray.
Hey, and speaking of this movie, it really had a bitchin' cast of stunt skaters from Tony Alva, who we all know is one of the leading pioneers of the iconic Zephyr skate team of the 70s that really revolutionized skateboarding that we know today, and Mike McGill, the inventor of the McTwist, y'all. Hey, and don't forget about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who played a party band in this.
Yes, they did. And they're not even the only musicians in the film. They're also the punk band The Rebel Faction, which included skater Steve Caballero.
Yeah.
Thank you. The soundtrack is a solid lineup of 80s tunes that still gets you pumped up today.
Hey, and moving on to those skate scenes, the real heart and soul of the film. They were really intense, they were gritty, and done really well for a time before CGI was even a dream, guys.
The stunts in Thrashin are the real deal. They use professional skateboarders for a lot of the tricks. You can tell it's not just actors pretending to skate. These guys are flying through the air like it's nobody's business.
Hey, definitely. And let's talk about that big moment at the end. The downhill race scene. Real 80s cinema magic, guys. The tension, the speed, the potential for catastrophic injury. It all had us on the edge of our seats.
That scene is like a roller coaster ride. You're just waiting for someone to eat it. And when they finally do, it's like watching a car crash in slow-mo.
That's right.
But instead of cars, it's skateboards and bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah, I've been there. Now, let's get into that love story. Corey and Jamie's romance is the heart of the film, guys. But it ain't without challenges. What did you think about the way they handled it, Juju?
It's definitely a product of its time. A forbidden love aspect is a bit cheesy, but it adds to the overall drama. Plus, you can't ignore the chemistry between Brolin and Gidley.
Definitely.
They had that 80s spark that makes you root for the underdog couple.
Definitely. And we got that final showdown at the skate competition. It really is the ultimate battle between good and evil. The daggers versus the good guys. The ramp locals. It really is a full-on skateboard war with some really high stakes.
And the stakes are even higher when you throw in the fact that Corey's fighting for the love of the girl, the respect of the skate community, and the fate of the local skate park. Talk about pressure.
Definitely. But what makes Thrashin stand out from other movies of that time? Authenticity, guys. These filmmakers really try to capture the essence of the skate culture, which was still pretty underground back then.
That's true. Yes, it was. They got a lot of the lingo right, and the skateboarding scenes are raw and unfiltered. You can tell they weren't just trying to cash in on the trend. They had a genuine love for the sport and its subculture.
Hey, and let's not forget about the epic finale, like the skateboard equivalent of a mic drop.
But it's also a testament to how far skateboarding has come since then. The tricks today are mind-blowing compared to what they were doing back then.
Man, you can say that again. But, you know what's not mind-blowing? This film's message about unity and brotherhood. A good ending that makes you want to grab your board and get out there and hit that pavement, y'all.
And the film's legacy, well, it's inspired countless skateboarders and helped popularize the sport.
Definitely. Now, let's get into that nitty-gritty, y'all. What are your favorite moments from Thrashin?
For me, it's got to be the scene where Corey first met Jamie. The way they lock eyes and she gives him that little smirk. It's like the universe aligning just perfect.
Hey, that's a real good moment. But for me, it's that final skate off between Corey and Hook. It really is tension-filled cinematic history in the making.
That's right. Okay, but let's also talk about the fashion. Did you own a pair of those neon Vans after watching this movie?
No.
Just checking.
But they never go out of style, I'd say. They're cool now again. But seriously, the fashion in this film is a blast from the past, y'all. You got leg warmers, bandanas, the ripped tights. It's kind of like a neon time warp.
I had a pair of those exact same tights. And the skate gear, well, I didn't have that. It's like the fashion show on wheels.
Hey, before we wrap up, though, we got to mention some really cool cameos in here. We got Red Hot Chili Peppers. We've got skaters like Steve Caballero, Christian Asoy. There's a lot more, guys.
And let's not forget about the legendary skateboarder, Tony Alva.
So, Juju, final thoughts on Thrashin'?
It's a guilty pleasure, Mike.
Definitely.
It's cheesy, it's over the top, but it's also a whole lot of fun. It's a snapshot of time when skateboarding was about freedom and rebellion. And the film captures that spirit perfectly.
Hey, I couldn't agree more. As a skater myself for over 30 years, it's a film that's aged like a fine wine. Or maybe a skateboard that's seen a few too many kickflips, you know what I mean? But you still love that bad boy. Thrashin' is a must-see for any 80s kid or anyone who wants to experience the decade skateboarding craze.
And for the fans of Josh Brolin, it's a chance to see him in all his youthful glory before he became the Hollywood heavyweight we know and love today.
Definitely, he's definitely young in that. Alright, that's all the time we have for today, folks. If you ain't seen Thrashin', do yourself a favor and check it out, guys. And if you have, let us know your favorite moments and memories in the comments. Till next time, keep it real, keep it radical. Hey, get out there and skate, guys.
Cowabunga, dudes!
Alright, peace.